store.
Welcome back to the show. It's the Sunside on 92.3 Nigeria Info. 11 minutes gone past 1. I am Gabriella. On this hour, like I did say earlier, I'm going to be talking about a Delton man and what he did. Quite unconventional, I dare say. Something that you will not naturally, not naturally, but you will not commonly see happen, especially in these parts. We're talking about weddings. Small weddings versus big weddings. And if you ask a lot of people, what kind of wedding do you want to have? They have an idea of what kind of wedding they want to have. Be it big, be it small, be it luxurious, classy, simple. There's always an idea in your head when asked what kind of wedding you want to have. So do you think it's a good idea to borrow money just so you can finance your dream wedding? Well, a lot of experts do not think so. In fact, financial advisors believe that this is one of the debts that you should not think twice or thrice before you borrow. If you ask any expert, they will discourage you from borrowing money just so you can get married. It is better to save, for the expense rather than force it by getting a loan to finance it. Well, apparently, some people do not mind being in debt as long as they are united with the one that they love. And such is the case of this Nigerian couple in Delta State, Agbo, specifically in Delta State, Godstein, and his Bill, Peace. They tied the knot in a very, very, very low-key wedding that was held in Agbo on Saturday, some Saturdays ago. And he went on Facebook to talk about the kind of wedding that he had. And I quote, "We did as we can without going into debt. The most important thing is that I have done the needful. Thank you all." End of quote. So the big question right now is it right or wrong to borrow for a wedding ceremony? Is it right or is it wrong to borrow for a wedding ceremony? That's the question. What do you think? If you're married, what kind of wedding did you have? Did you borrow to get married? Or did you have a small wedding? You cut your coat according to your cloth, not even your size now. Are you planning to get married? What kind of wedding are you planning to have? Are you planning to borrow, or have you borrowed already to finance some part of the wedding? Maybe the cake. Wedding cakes come really expensive these days. Goodness gracious. I don't even know why. I mean, when I hear certain people talk about the price they had to pay for their wedding cake, I'm thinking you could have just bought a car, a very small car, and put on the road or something. You know what I mean? Goodness. Anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, are you planning to borrow to finance any part of your wedding? Do you even think it's a good idea to borrow? I'll tell you a quick story. I think I've talked about it sometime on the show last year with Sam, I think. I can't quite remember when. But I know I've talked about this experience of someone I knew back in the day who used to be a member of my church. He had a fabulous wedding. When I say fabulous, I mean down to the words fabulous. He had a spectacular wedding. Beautiful wedding. People were excited for him. Oh, finally he's gotten married. It was a great ceremony, a great event. You know how they do the next Sunday? They came for Thanksgiving. People were celebrating with him, his new wife, and all that. A couple of Sundays after, right in the middle of service, someone he apparently had borrowed money from to throw that lavish wedding that he did bursted into the church during service, in the middle of service, yanked this young man by his shirt and started to demand for his money. The most embarrassing thing you could ever see happen in a church service, during a church service. Yes, that happened. It did happen. Now, could that have been avoided? The answer is yes. Could he have had a much smaller wedding and still be legally married? The answer is yes. So why do people choose to borrow? Do you think it's justifiable to borrow? Well, some would argue and say, oh yes, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing. You do not wish that you get married again. It happens just once, and when you get it wrong that one time, that's it for life. You do not have another chance to remarry or through another, wedding ceremony. So do you think that is enough justification to borrow as much money as you choose to borrow, just so you can have, quote unquote, your dream wedding? Let's talk. What do you think? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007, and the female line 0817-923-0009. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-030-6416. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Yeah. My name is Mo.
Go ahead.
All right. I just want to make some contribution based on what you're discussing.
All right.
Okay. I think it's very, very, very wrong to borrow for a wedding or anything marriage. And I sometimes, the family of the lady puts the guy in a very tight situation that sometimes makes the guy to spend more than he projected.
Why are you blaming it on the lady, though?
Sorry?
Why are you blaming it on the lady?
Okay, I'm coming now. I'm married and I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'm also talking out of experience.
Okay, go ahead.
So sometimes we get married to some family that, they feel they are, they have the kind of wedding they want for their daughter, Even when you tell them, I don't have enough money for this kind of wedding, they will tell you, this is how we want it. Don't worry, I'm going to support. And even at that, you'll find out that what they will even bring to the whole thing wouldn't even be enough for what they want. And the guy will now end up spending amount of money that he didn't even budget for. And it's because of that, trying to meet up one or two things, just to make up for those this thing. You now have to go and borrow when you are not supposed to borrow. But it's very wrong. So it's always nice for husband and wife or couples to sit down and discuss on how much to be spent for the wedding or the traditional marriage, and you work with that. Anything outside that, you leave it.
All right, let's talk to EJ calling from LMI. Good afternoon, EJ.
Good day, Gabby. Hello, are you with me?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Okay. You see, the saying that cut your coats according to your clothes is not in vain. It's really very real. You understand that? But it's just unfortunate that a lot of persons these days don't heed to that saying. They feel they want to do things to impress. And particularly when it comes to the issue of marriage, I think that is where that saying should be more fully implemented. Because, like I always tell people, the success of any marriage is not a function of how much was put into that marriage in terms of physical cash, like how much was spent in the marriage. No. It is afterwards how compatible the two parties are. So like in the case of this couple we just talked about, but it's really so laughable and embarrassing. You understand that? Why not do what you can afford? Realizing that the real marriage starts afterwards. What is happening that day is just an event that will last for just a day, and after that event, all the invited guests will all go back to their various houses. And then the man and the woman will now go back to the house and begin to face the real marriage. So for me, it doesn't make any sense for any person going to borrow.
No,
I think
AJ.
you just
David
made the point.
David, let's
What
David.
the rationale behind some persons who go as far as borrowing to finance their marriage, believing that.
David from GRA. Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is David. I'm calling from KRA.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, that is a kind of hypocrite. It's not good. I used to tell my friends, don't borrow money to do anything for any marriage. Because when you started this for the foundation, you will continue to borrow. It is very, very wrong. Two things according to your pocket so that you and your wife will know that you are a sincere person. So this is my comment. I'm very happy to talk for the book. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David, for calling. Tony is calling from Malu. Please do call back. Good afternoon.
The time for him to repay the debt, I want to know whether it has elapsed.
Hello?
Before you, I said the time for the guy to repay the loan he borrowed from the man, has he elapsed?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. I don't have that information.
Because if I'm the man getting married, I will send people to bounce him out, to beat him mercilessly.
You will beat someone your own money.
Which kind of embarrassment is that?
Wow.
If the time I borrow the money from you has not elapsed, you don't have any right to pass into when I'm getting married and to embarrass me. You don't have right. Even if the time has elapsed, you wait. It's a great embarrassment, honestly. The man borrowed money for you for him to repay back. You understand me? So the guy has no right to pass into that wedding arena to embarrass the celebrant. It's wrong. Very wrong, honestly.
All right. Thank you very much.
If I'm the man, I'll beat hell out of him, honestly. Beat him very well.
We'll be coming down.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Zion from GRA, good afternoon.
Yeah, Gabby, good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Going up to the church to embarrass somebody inside the church, that one is wrong now. Do you know, here in Nigeria, even if police is after a criminal, and the criminal is in church, police will not touch him. You leave that criminal, mount up surveillance. After church, you can apprehend him. This is a person that just borrow money from you. Borrowing for weddings are not bad. No matter how you say you want to cut your marriage or your wedding to your size, there will be a line. You must borrow. You must borrow. But not that neck cutting borrow or neck strangling borrow. Something light that you can pay back. Let me be honest to you. None of us that is working, no matter how our salary is big, we use our salary to buy cow, build house. It's not possible. All what our salary can do for us is to pay house rent and give food on the table. What bought cars for us, bought land for us is 1 or 2 hits. So even though you want to wed, don't borrow what will strangle your neck. Borrow something light, so that when to pay back, it will be easier, comfortable, than to go this large stretch. I have seen people that borrowed like this now. So as if you see the wedding alone, my sister, hey God, at the end, in short, the marriage was even having a problem. They have not even finished paying their debt. So people should learn to manage.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, here in Port Harcourt. So people should learn to understand that the times we are, even the word itself, even though come and compare and contrast, it's just for a discussion. No? After the people have gone home, people can't even remember what happened there. So we should cut our marriage expenses based on the amount of money in our pocket. And if you want to borrow something light. Mrs. Zion.
Mrs. Zion, thank you very much. Hello, Oris. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. This is Oris from Alon.
Mm.
Okay. Whether or not I'll borrow to get married is hell no. I'm not married yet, but I'm planning to do that.
Okay.
And I do not intend to borrow to get married. Because what I believe is that life after the wedding is what matters, and not just basically the wedding. Thank you.
Okay, so life after the wedding is the most important. Sadly, we're out of time. I've got to wrap the conversation up right now. Well, let's take some messages on Facebook. Justice Ori says, marriage is not what a man should rush. If you borrow money to marry, how would you build or start a new family with debt? Do as how your hand can reach. Alex Owaru says, no, it cannot be right, not in these climes, not in others. Who does that? It is only in this part. We invite people to a wedding and give souvenirs. Comrade Barry Aberege says, I am married. I did not borrow. Rather, I cut my coat according to my material, and the wedding was really a success. Even when my wife tried to put me under pressure to borrow, I insisted we will not borrow. Strange Face says, it's very bad to borrow and make your wedding lively. Franco Confident says, borrowing to get married is appointed that the groom is not fit to marry because it doesn't have the financial muscle to shoulder the responsibility in marriage. Make your cloth according to your cloth. Good day, Gabby. And to everyone else sending a message, thank you very much. Let me take one or two on WhatsApp and then we'll wrap this conversation up. In the year 2000, my uncle borrowed from people to fund his wedding. He's late today. The point of the story is that he did not finish paying the debt before his demise. Wow. The British from Eneka. Ezekiel Azai says, borrowing money to have a wedding is not good except you are sure that the money you will get that day will help you pay. Yes, Ezekiel Azai. As a matter of fact, let me quickly just add this. There are people who have taken the wedding celebration as a business. So you find people who are already calculating how much money they're going to make from your wedding. So it's okay, if we throw a very lavish wedding, people will come, they'll spray money, plus and minus, we'll make about 100,000 naira from the money they'll spray. We'll use that money to settle social person that we borrowed money from. It's our business. I find it quite interesting how that has become. I really am. Anyway, we'll have to wrap the conversation up right now. I've got guests who'll be joining me at 1:30, and right after the news update will come up at 2. I'm Gabriella. Don't go away.